Hazel Belle? Who's your good girl? Who's your good girl? You want to smell it? Your little face is wet, like you've been eating already. I hope you're not trying to eat on this Belle Belle. You want to say hi? Oh, you're putting some weight on. That's good. You must be eating enough. So good morning. What about that sunrise? The camera just doesn't pick it up like I can see it. I wish you could see it as clearly as I do. So I came out a little bit early this morning, and one of the reasons is I wanted to check on our Belle. So today is September 1st. It is Belle's due date. I don't see any sign of calving though. Except last night her little udder seemed a little bit more full, and she tends to show all of the final signs at the same time right before she calves. So I thought I'd better check on her early this morning, but I don't see any sign of calving today. So she might make me a liar. I don't know, we'll see. I'm watching those pin ligaments, watching her vulva, watching her udder. I don't think it's gonna happen today, but I don't know, we'll see. So I'm gonna get on with the chores. These two little boys have been hanging out. They roughhouse quite a bit. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, ladies. So our new girl Maple has been doing pretty well with her training in the milk stanchion. However, she's feeding those two tan colored calves, and one of them is hers and one of them is our orphan calf. So I'm having difficulty getting them into the milk stanchion to help her let down her milk, because we moved them across the field to let this field rest, which is attached to our milk barn and all of that. That's poor little Janie girl. Let's go say hi to her. She is on day 3 of being weaned off of her mama. She's loud anyway. She's the loudest animal on the farm. And weaning is that much more fun. Hi, sweet girl. How are you? Oh, you're okay. So we picked now as a good time to wean Jane off of her mama from Mary, because we want Mary to be bred, and so she's with our ram, and Jane's plenty old enough to be weaned, even though she doesn't think so. She's struggling with some separation anxiety. She's very, very sweet with us, so I'm glad for that. I'm glad to keep her as a future breeder. But she is too young to be bred right now. We won't breed her until spring, till she's about a year old. And so if we left her with her mama while her mama is being bred, then she would get bred as well. We just don't want that, do we? We don't want that. She's a sweet girl. She's getting her first winter coat. It's a little bit wet. She's been sleeping out in the open, so she's got a lot of dew settling on her. Yeah, she's a pretty girl. She's so sweet. She's so sweet. Yes, you are. Okay, you want a little nibble? She's also been getting grain because her mama was getting grain, and so she would jump in and snack as well. But I haven't taken that away from her because I didn't want too much change all at once. So I'm gonna keep her up with just a little bit of alfalfa pellet, a little bit of just an all-stock sweet feed, and give her a little treat. Gets her a little bit quieter for me as well as I'm getting the milking done. Keeps the cows settled when you're quiet, huh? You're a sweet girl. So she. More? You want more love? Okay, more love. More love. more? Okay. All right, let's go get you a bite. You wanna go get a bite to eat? Yeah? All right, sweetie, let's go. Come on. So here's Mary in her knight in shining armor. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? So our Ram is happy to not be living alone, not living the bachelor life. He also likes that he gets a little bite to eat since we're feeding Mary. I think we'll keep that up for a little while. So this is the textured feed that I've been giving our sheep. It's not made for sheep and it does have copper in it. You have to be careful with copper toxicity of the sheep because they don't metabolize it. I believe it's made for horses. It's just our local mill mills it and sells it as their quality textured sweet feed, I believe, something like that. So it's about half a scoop of that, and then the rest is just shredded beet pulp and alfalfa pellet, and it makes up almost a full scoop, and I throw that in for the two of them to share. So the Katahdin sheep seem to be a little less susceptible to copper toxicity. In fact, I've seen a lot of reports where they need a little bit of copper to help with parasites, much like goats do. So we haven't had any trouble with it. So I'll bring y'all another scoop in a minute. I should have just brought a bucket. We're starting to see some molt on some of our hens. We usually have that happen in the fall. So that's a good sign that fall is coming. Wanted to check this yesterday. I made a bucket of, I had a bucket of muscadine grapes to make jelly with, and so I got all the seeds out and thought I'd bring them out here to the chickens. I wondered how they ate them up. So I put a scoop of grain in here with all of those grape seeds, and then I also made cheese. So I soaked it with some whey. They seem to be enjoying that. Hey, Mr. Turkey. Well, good morning to you. Hello. All right, guys. I'll be back. Gotta fill your water still. All right, here's what I'm up against. Some mornings are chaotic at the gate. So there's a gate there. I need to get Dolly. She's the black and white cow. I need to get her out of that gate, brought into this gate without letting the other cows out. They all know what's going on. They know she's getting food. They're due for hay or to be moved on new grass. So they're a little bit restless. Sometimes it's crazy chaotic. And sometimes everybody behaves. Let's see if Dolly does what she's supposed to do. She's kind of lost her manners a little bit as far as knowing where she's supposed to go. She wants to take off. What is it? Oh, I can see the neighbor's fence back there. You can't see it on camera, I don't think. They have two little piggies running around. What is it, Rue? It's okay. It's okay. All right, so let's see if Dolly does what she's supposed to do. She did it. She was really good about that. Every day I could count on letting her out from any gate and she'd go right where she knew she was supposed to go. But then we started letting Maple do the same, and Maple wasn't rope trained, so I was just letting her out. And I thought, well, I'll see if she knows where to go. And no, she would take off and buck around and want to eat the yard grass. And so Dolly thought, good idea, that's fun. So she got out of the habit. You're in the wrong gate, ma'am. That's not where you go. All right, you're waiting. She's doing good. Hi, lady. You ready? Are you ready? What a good girl. Easy, come in. Sometimes she comes in a little hot. she's really turned out to be a good cow. Really surprised me. I don't walk her head in most days. She doesn't need it. She lets down after washing, and she milks great. So a question I'm getting a lot lately is what do I use to wash her udder with? I use a spray bottle of just diluted chlorhexidine solution. It's blue, comes in a gallon-sized jug, and I can't remember the exact measurements. I just kind of eyeball it now. I've gotten out of the habit of measuring, but I want to say it's like a teaspoon to a quart of water or something like that. So this is much less. This is probably a pint of water. So when this gets empty, I spend a minute and clean up the sprayer, wash it out very well, wash the handle very well, because otherwise it sits out here in the barn, it gets dusty and dirty, flies land on it, that kind of thing. So I clean it out, I fill it up with fresh clean water, and then I put a little bit of that chlorhexidine. Look how dirty she is. That's not like you, is it? She's usually a pretty clean girl. She's much cleaner than my Hazel ever was. Once a cow is trained to stand and milk, then they shouldn't kick unless something is wrong. Things that I would be on the lookout for then is possible mastitis. So if she's uncomfortable in here, if she's sore for some reason, she might kick. And that also might happen just like at calving or weaning calves. When there's any change in her routine, she will step, but she shouldn't kick. Another problem is if she has a cut or a sore of some sort. Sometimes they'll get like udder rot up in here. Was that ticklish? She might have kicked at that, but she didn't. She's so good. She has really turned out to be such a good cow. She has really surprised me. You can see how she holds this leg back. That took one day of training with the kick bar, and maybe 2 days. She kicked one day, and I said, I'm not putting up with that at all. Gave her the kick bar. She learned very fast. So she's really turned out to be a good cow. She's surprised me. I did not want a Holstein. I was never in the market for a Holstein. And here I am, super grateful to have this girl. She's good. So I'm still only milking with 2 inflations, 2 teats at a time. Quite honestly, the biggest reason is I don't know that I'm coordinated enough to run the milker with 4 at a time. I don't know. I'd like to give it a try to see if it makes my morning run a little more efficiently, but I also don't like change once I find something that works, and this is working. So for now, it's 2 at a time. Good and full. All right, so she gets another wash down. With that chlorhexidine, which again, it's just topical, like antimicrobial solution. It's used in like surgery. So she gets a good wash. An iodine dip. These two back teats are so close together, I get them in one shot. That's not ideal as far as a dairy breed goes, but it just is what it is. That's the shape of her udder. So something we had to do, we had to adjust. There's always adjustments to be made on the farm, and especially when you bring change in, you're gonna have to change some things that you do. Thank you. So Maple was coming in here, and we used to have, if you remember from our older videos of milking, we had a board, like a swing bar, to keep the incoming cows only in that milking section, and it gave us a separation. It was really more of a hindrance, but it did keep them from trying to get out through this doorway or out through the walkway into the other half of this building. And so Maple coming in was bullied pretty quickly because she was the new girl, she was the small girl, and I was having a hard time getting her in and out of the gate there with all the other cows around. So she started rushing her way through this walkway. And we've got a gate here, so I could get her out. But it kind of became a problem to where she thought that was what she was supposed to do. That was her new routine. So what we did is I put these two hooks on either side of the doorway and have a piece of cut cattle panel. Fits just right, so I can just hang it up there as needed. Eventually, I think I'd like to do like a Dutch door, I think it's called, or just some kind of little gate right here would be ideal. Otherwise, I can also put it up and open this gate and let the animals in here to mow this down for me, which you can see all that nut sage is coming up. They love that. So need to probably do that again. But all right, so I'm gonna go get Maple and try to feed her just to keep her in routine of coming over. Let's see how that goes. Okay, I'm gonna go get Maple. I can't let her out to walk like I did Dolly. She'll go anywhere still. So, and she needs to practice on the road. If I take hold of this ring right here, this chain pinches under her chin. This is how you control a big cow or a sassy cow. So this is my favorite halter for Dolly. She came with this halter. This was the same one I used on Treasury, another big girl. So she'll go wherever I want her to with this. All right, go on, go get you some grass. All right, so there's a couple of our meat chicken tractors. Right now we only have about a dozen of the gray broilers from something Valley Hatchery, I'm not really sure. Anyways, we've been running chickens on this field since last fall, and you can see how green it is. The grass is really coming well over here. When it's tall enough, we put the cows on it for a little bit of time, but we're looking forward to reproducing that in the rest of our fields. So I'm looking to get some poultry netting. So that I can make that happen in the rest of our fields. Because I want to do it on a bigger scale. That's also our smallest field. Maple's practicing on the rope, trying to get her back out of this field into the field across the driveway. Come on. She's doing better. She hasn't thrown herself to the ground. Come on. So basically I put tension on the rope till she steps forward. I release pressure so she knows stepping is good. There you go. See, now it's slack. I'm gonna pull her along a little bit. Good girl. Also, I should get her a halter like I have on Dolly. I also like to tie a knot in my rope to hold on to. I'm thankful that she's generally small enough I can muscle her if I have to. Good girl. She's doing good. In the meantime, I left the gate open and Jane got out, which is not a big deal. Come on. So she's standing off. I could pull her along if I wanted, but I want to give her the choice to step. Good girl. Good girl. I need to bring some treats out. I can't find anything that she likes, so I can treat her along the way as she steps. Good girl. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Maple. Good girl. Good girl. So I like to teach them let's go, stop, and back. She doesn't know any of it yet. Well, good morning, guys. It's the next morning. I didn't finish any videos yesterday. Belle has still not calved, but she looks a little more open today. But this is what I was talking about with the gate. So yesterday I left you off. I hadn't quite walked Maple back over to this field yet, but she walked very, very well once she got outside of the gate. She was a good girl. So this morning I have already milked Dolly. I walked her back over. She was great behaving herself, and she had her head in the gate. I took her off the lead, and Belle rushed the gate and pushed her out of the way, and they both took off. So Belle's out there. Let's see if you can see. Belle's out there, and Dolly's out there eating yard grass too. They're both good girls. I'm not really worried about it. I can get Belle in with a bucket. So our current situation is I'm trying to get Maple out of this gate with the rope. She wants to come, but she doesn't want to be on the rope. So every time she sees the rope or I reach for her halter, she pulls away. And in the meantime, Rosie here rushes the gate and wants to get out because everybody else got out. So that's kind of where we're at with the morning gate shenanigans with the cows. So the importance of teaching them to walk on a rope cannot be stressed highly enough. And just being able to roll with the punches. There goes Dolly. Come here, Maple. Come here, doing better. She wants to take off. I'm gonna walk her around a minute just to let her know that I'm the boss. Maple is finishing up her feed. She's very, very slow. So when I walk her back and I take her out that gate, down the driveway a little ways into the next gate where Dolly's standing way over there, they'll rush the gate again. So in order to avoid that, I'm going to take her across the backyard, and there's a gate way over there. It's just a small walk-through gate. It's not a big drive-through gate. And so I've never walked Maple through the backyard, so it's unfamiliar territory for her, so she's sure to pitch a fit. But I want her to be a little bit uncomfortable on the rope after she's been walking the same path, and you know, and only a familiar path. I want her to understand that she is walking for me, where I want her to go, not just where she wants to go. So she knows where to go right now, where she wants to go, and she'll be headstrong for that, but I'm gonna make her walk a different route just to test the waters a little bit with her, and to it's just good training for her, and for me, for patience. So patience is one of those things, one of those virtues that is learned doubly fast on the farm because you really have no choice. So she's here finishing. It's another day I haven't milked her. She's just eating. It's such is the season that we're in with her. Things change from day to day, week to week, season to season, just like anything in life. But right now the routine is just to get her over here and get her some extra calories since she's feeding the two babies. Not that she really needs it. She has, I don't know, the camera doesn't pick it up very well. She's a bit of a chunka, bit of a heavy belly girl. For a dairy cow, she shouldn't be so big in the belly, but we're just watching her. She's fresh out of the gate. Come on, Maple. Atta girl. You know where to go first. You know we got to get to this gate. Come on. Good girl. Look how good you're. Oh goodness, you okay? You want to stop for some water? Good girl. Where's my babies? Where's my herd? Okay. I'll let her potty. Thank you for waiting till you got out. So one thing cows will do when they are unhappy is they will relieve themselves. Oftentimes when we're teaching them to stand in the milk stanchion for milking and feeding in there, and they want out, or they don't like being messed with in their udders, you want to stop for some water? They were pooping in there. Glad she waited till she got out. Okay. Oh. Alright, let's go, baby. Come on, Maple. Come on, Maple. You just don't know what I want. I'm learning. Good girl. She's learning. Come on. There you go. Come on, keep going. Good girl. Good girl. Here she comes. She hates the cat. The cat comes in the milk stanchion, she kicks every time. I'm sure she has one eye on that cat. Come on, baby. We're taking you back to your home. We're just going the long way. You're doing good. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Almost there at the end of that gate. Yeah. Later. Have a good day. There she goes. Behind her herd and her baby. So she'll go through the gate to the front field with the cow gators and the big dog. These two are not friends. I don't know what her deal is. They just don't like separation in the herd. It's funny. So, that's dealing with my cows in the morning at the gates. It's a little bit of chaos sometimes. All right, well, thanks for watching. I have to go wash up my milk machine and get on with my day. Happy Friday, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.